it's going to hit you a little bit different. It's almost like talking in parables, but it's so real. And a lot of women are cursed with beauty. And so because they never did the work on their character, because they've always been able to get by based off of things that don't matter, the minute that you then remove a little bit of that beauty, they fall the fuck apart. You know how it is. The chick that was fine in high school, but now she look a little bit differently and she got some more kids and she trying to have or get that baby fat off of her, or she trying to get that old thing back, but we don't see her the same way that they seen her back then, but she's used to being treated a certain way. It's the same thing of what I was conveying to y'all on a Millionaire Morning Show when I was saying that it's some people that go into a completely different environment and they was the man in their little small town, but when they get over into a big town or they go to a Miami or LA, you just a regular fucking person and you can't handle that shit. You can't handle it. And it's a lot of women that's been cursed with beauty and they leverage that. And so instead of them continuing to work on the character, because the thing about God and the thing about spirituality that you will learn is that I say this all the time, you can't skip steps. And so God does not let you pass or get to the next step, regardless of how much you want it or how much you pray for it. He just continued to take you through the lesson because he understands that it's the character that's going to keep you where your natural gifts, abilities, and talents is trying to take you. So now, if you develop the character and you had a good parent in your life and they actually allow for you to fail in controlled environments, you won't allow for your beauty to be for everybody. It's going to be for the man that you're supposed to be with. Because the man that you're supposed to be with see you from the inside. He's used to seeing you on the outside. He know who you really are. And because you haven't developed the character, you can't allow for him to really pour into you and help you to understand and groom you for who you're supposed to be as a woman, because you're still caught up in being flattered by somebody that tells you something that's superficial. I know who the fuck you are. I know who you are. You so used to it. It's the likes, it's the algorithm, it's the seeking of attention, it's the way that you carry yourself. That's why you still do what you do. You're still looking for that dopamine hit, and you trying to convince me, well, Anton, I'm used to it. I don't fucking believe you. You think that I believe that you used to it? You can't play a player. You can't convince me. I done seen it all. I seen it. I done it. I've been through it. I've done more for less. All of the stuff that you trying to throw at me, I done seen it. And so I play the game because I understand what the game is. And the game is going to be the same regardless of who you are. The only thing that changes is the players. And you got all of these different guys that's trying to convince you, oh man, it's a different time. It's not. It's not. It's the same thing. It's been the same since the beginning of time. The nature of women is the same. The technology may be a little bit different. The implementation may be a little bit different. It may be a little bit easier to get in there. But let me tell you something. The game is always going to be the game. And I understand who she is. And she's the type of person that wants that dopamine hit, but she can't actually take advantage of the thing that's best for her. That's why she overlooked you, and good guys are always going to finish last. Good guys will always finish last 100% of the time. I know you hate that. Why you think that they killed Jesus? They didn't kill Jesus because he was a bad guy. Everybody that had him up there knew that the fucking people that was sitting next to him that was the actual bad guys knew that he was the good guy. They crucified him. He was the good guy. He told you what was going to happen when you did things the right way. He told you you was going to be in the friend zone. You just didn't read that part of the scripture and you didn't really understand the parable. He told you that they was going to come after you and they was going to destroy you. For everything that you do good, you're going to have to pay for it. But that's when he then said that, listen, but if you suffer with me, you'll reign with me. And that's why I call you my friend. And it's the same thing translated across the board. But because we don't like spirituality, we don't really understand how to apply the game. See, the real game that you get when you read and you understand spirituality can be translated into anything. It can be translated into corporate America. It can be translated into relationships. It can be translated into anything. But because you're not looking for understanding, and the Bible itself tells you in everything you do get understanding, You don't know what the implementation is. So you just running around being a fool thinking that experience is the way that you're supposed to learn, but it's controlled environments that allow for you to really thrive, because certain experiences is going to take you under. You can't survive the places that you think that you're trying to go. And the fact that you have people that's pulling you back and saying, hey, that ain't for you. Not yet. First be faithful in little, and then you'll be ruler over much. But you want it all. And that's why you're going to fucking crash out. When you look at a Tiffany Henyard, that's not what she was before she appeared on Roland Martin. This woman that y'all see, this facade, all of these women that y'all see before y'all, they regular fucking people. They cry, they complain, they lonely, they depressed, they don't feel good, they get cramps, they bleed, they put on their pants legs just like you. And you pedestalize them because of something superficial that they can't even control. Similarly to how we all remain on code for something that we can't control. You think your people is your people just because they got pigmentation in their skin and not based off of the content of their character. And it's the same thing when it comes to relationships. We overlook the people that we supposed to be with because we so focused on things that we can't even control. It's not about how we treat you. It's about how we make you feel. How fucking backwards is that? It's not about how he, think about what I'm saying. It's not about how he treats you. It's about how he makes you feel. Meaning that that's the reason why people lie to you, because they know that that's the thing that's going to make you feel good at the time, which then they can get what they want out of you, because they're not looking to have a conversation with you. They're not looking to have a relationship with you. They're not looking to kick it with you long term. They're looking to use you and then discard you. But that's the thing that you go for. And you go for it over and over again, even though you know that it's not what's best for you. It's a drug. It's the worst type of drug ever, ever. Because it'll have you doing things that you wouldn't normally do under normal circumstances. Let me bring it back for you. Marriage is for poor people first. Marriage is for poor people first. I know you don't like that. I know you think that you're better than what you are, but let's just be honest. The stats ain't lying to me. It's a bunch of other people that's lying to me, acting like they got more than what they really have. Most of us are poor. We poor in spirit. We poor in finances. We poor in opportunities. And we poor in our spirituality. Across the board, we're poor. Well, Anton, what do you mean? Because have you not noticed that the ones that reject the things that's best for them are usually the ones that need it the most? It's always the ones that turn their nose up that always need it the most. It's the ones that got their hand out. It's always the ones that got their hand out that always turn down their blessings.